Yo, how's it going everyone? Gigas here. And in today's video, like the title already said, we're gonna talk about staggering. That's one of my favorite things to do with Gigas. Maybe you heard it a couple of times already in this channel, maybe on stream as well. Hey, I'm gonna stagger the string. And maybe you're like, okay, what does that mean? So here we go, we're gonna explain what staggering does, what it means, and what it also results into. So what does staggering means? So we're gonna cover my favorite stagger strings, we're gonna cover my favorite option out of a stagger opportunity or scenario, and also what staggering does with the enemy, creating kind of like a mental plus advantage situation. So we're gonna cover multiple of those situations. So the first thing to cover what an actual stagger is, right? So let's give an example on Gigas 4442. Right, this is your first part and the second part is the 2. So why is staggering strong in my opinion with Gigas, with different fighting games, different characters in fighting games, or different characters in Tekken 7? So if the opponent knows your matchup, or if he simply just respects and is a little bit more defensive, they mostly will block the whole string, right? And let me just mention this because this is also very important. Staggering strings are mostly known for a reason to block the follow-up. If you don't block this follow-up, you will get launched. So this is why 4442 is a very good stagger string. But let's just go more in depth on this, right? So if the opponent knows the follow-up and he fears it because I don't want to get launched, right? Also on counter hit, it does huge damage. So let me show you what it can do on normal hit. That launches on normal hit, and if he tries to interrupt, the second hit will do 30 total damage, which is a bunch. But now if he respects it, you can do it again. So let me put this guy on block real quick. So now Hayachi blocks everything I'm doing or what I'm throwing to him. So if he blocks this and he waits for the follow-up, you're -8. But Hayachi, the player, has a very big reason to still block, because this follow-up will hit him hard. Even on counter hit or no counter hit, it doesn't matter, it will hit hard. So what do you do now? This is where staggering comes in. So what staggering means is you can do this, and if you know this is also something you have to test first on the enemy's response, right? You have to test the waters first with just a 444 into block, as an example. But if you've seen that he respects the 444, go for another one. As an example, this is a very easy basic stagger setup. 444, oh he blocked, I can do it again. So this creates another situation for Hayachi. Maybe he will be impatient and press a button after the second one, So what does this mean? You did 444 and you know he respects it. Now it's your opportunity, so this is what I meant with mental plus frames. You can go 444 and now you know he's gonna block the follow-up. And the follow-up is super unsafe. It's -13, so he can get like down for 1-2 as an example. This might be hard because you can even launch it, but that's a perfect electric, but it still stands. So what can you do now? You can actually alternate your follow-up. You can choose an alternative route to go for. One of my favorite is 444 into command grab. Right? That's one of them, one of the most famous one as well. You can also go for 444 into back 1+2 for plus frames, and that forces crouch on block, which is also very strong. You can go for 444 into a low. You can go into 444 into like a quicker low. You can go to 444 into like down 44. You can actually really create different strings, kind of different strings, because 444 into down 44 does not exist. But now, because you're kind of mentally plus because he respects it, you can, which is very nice to do. So also, you can also go for the while running. While running is like +7, is very nice to have, but that might be a little bit tough, but practice makes perfect, right? So why did I only use 444 as an example? Because again, you really have a reason to respect this string, as the enemy. If he doesn't, well, thanks for the launch, right? But this is not the only string I use for staggering. So this is actually what I mean with staggering. So now you guys maybe already know what it means. You know, you do a string, but you don't complete and take an alternative route, or you just do it again from start. Because it's -8, so it's barely safe, you know. But again, the opponent has a very big reason to respect it, because you can launch him if he does not respect it. So what are those other kind of staggers I love to use? So one of my favorite strings is down forward 2. Why down forward 2? Alright, so this goes for the same reason as forward 2. It's not like a launch, but if they don't respect the second hit, you will get a knockdown or a wall splat against the wall. Also, it has quite some deceiving recovery frames. You see, you can actually really do it over and over again. It's -7, it's not -9, so you can actually really do this multiple times. And also what makes this string very nice to stagger with is you're kind of close on hit and or on block if you do this, right? And again, the animation really recovers quickly, more quickly than you think. You know, it does not really look like a -7 move. It kind of looks like -5 or something, in my opinion. So, what are my favorite options out of this stagger string? You can go for like down for 2. Let me put him on block. You can go for down for 2 into command grab. It's actually like the same with forward 2. But this really leaves you close on block, which in my opinion is very nice. And you do have reason to respect the second hit. And the last selling point I have on down for 2 is its hit confirmable on counter hit. You see, that was like a very big window. So that's why down for 2-1 is also one of my favorite stagger strings to use, and it really works out because I actually really used it multiple times in ranked or in player matches against Tekken God Primes, Tekken God, it doesn't matter. It actually really works. For me at least it works, but again, staggering is also a mental, it's like a mind game you play with the opponent. If they don't respect, right, then you can't do this. They would just jab or maybe even hop kick. So that's why the first thing you have to do for a complete good stagger is you have to do it once. You know, you only have to do the first part of your string, like down for 2, and just block. If they respect it, you can see it, they will block as well. If they don't, now you know for the next time I use this down for 2, alright, I can do the follow-up, right? Same goes for forward 2. So other strings I have, what I love to use for staggering. Down forward 4 is also one of my favorite. Also now with the huge buff, you know, this counter hit is guaranteed. This jails on counter hit now. But also why I love this move and this string in general is it's only -3 on block. And it has quite some range. So the biggest downside on this string, down for 1+2, is that you can interrupt it with a 1-1-2 with Hayachi or a 10 frame move. You can actually really interrupt down forward 4 1+2 with the 10 frame, 11 and 12. So you can even magic 4 it with Lee or even with Fakuma with his 12 frame. But you do have a reason to still block the follow-up because the second hit actually deals quite some damage. 30, you know, and on counter hits even more, and it also forces crouch on hit. You see, 36 total damage, and it forces crouch, and it's +5. So you have a reason to actually respect the second hit, unless you just know and interrupt it. But that's where you can do like down forward 4 on block, right? And if you know that it will try and interrupt it with a high, which is your 10 frame punish, or a 12 frame punish, which is mostly a high, you can go for a high crushing move, like down back 2. And this might be risky, but you can actually you actually can go for down forward 4 back 1 because it evades some highs. Or, you know, down back 4, down for every high crushing move. So what is the importance of staggering? It actually really works in your favor to create positions or situations that normally won't ever happen. So what I mean with this is if you condition your enemy with 444, because I know this is quite the known tool to use because it has long range, it's mid, right? And again, the follow-up is a very big reward if you hit it. This move now becomes plus. And why I say plus, because it's a mental plus. It's not like on paper plus, because you can clearly see it says -8, right? But what I mentioned before is, if you know that they really are afraid for the follow-up, you can just do something else. This creates a very good position for Gigas to be in, because now you can actually go for like a back 2. You can actually go for forward 4 into like 4-3 into a charge back 2. You can really create a position that the opponent just have to stand there and block because they fear a follow-up. And that's why I love Gigas, you know. He might be a weak character, I get it, because he really is, but those situations you create is just very fun to me. And that's why I wanted to make a dedicated video on staggering. Maybe it's like a very shitty video for you, but for me it really helped out leveling my game plan, you know, leveling my Gigas in general. I know I have like multiple setups, you know, with a 4-2-1 turnaround or side step right and stuff like that, but that never lifted me to higher ranks. In higher ranks, it's mostly me using staggers. Just using staggers, go for back 2, you know, staggers into a quick low if they're low on HP. So that's why I wanted to dedicate a video on staggering, because for me, in my opinion, it really helped me out playing this game, playing different fighting games. And yeah, so yeah, I hope you guys like this random video. It's not like a typical video I make, but I woke up today and I was like, you know what, maybe I should upload this, because for me it really helped me improving my Gigas, improving, you know, mind games with the opponent. And when it works, you know, staggering your strings and condition your opponent with a tool that normally isn't plus, but now you can just do silly follow-ups like back 2, really helped me out reaching higher ranks. I know people really like higher ranks, but for me, I really don't care. But you know what I mean. So let me know if you know what staggering means, or if you already knew what it means. And also, if you already knew, please share your favorite staggering strings or your favorite follow-ups, your favorite alternative routes, so you can help me and I can help all other Gigas players, or you can help them as well. If you have any suggestion as well, you know, on different fundamentals you want to know from me, you know, maybe creating space or, you know, something fundamental based, I would like to cover that shit as well. Yeah, that'll be it, guys. Very weird video, but it had to be done in my opinion, because most of the times I see Gigas players really resorting to like only setups, and you know, setups won't help you as a better player. Setups are good for random moments or occasionally, right, but not all the time. So that's why I thought, you know, maybe I should make this video, maybe I should create this video and upload it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. There's also more online ranked on schedule, you know, and that'll be it for today. Bye.